Welcome to Spiedel's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're covering common errors taxpayers make when using FTB's WebPay system and some tips for avoiding those mistakes. Spiedel's Federal and California Tax Update is the best 8-hour update to prepare for tax season. Learn about election year tax bills and proposals, the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements, the latest IRC Section 174 research expense and research credit developments, using AI in your tax practice, and more. Get registered for a live seminar or webinar session at caltax.com. We consistently hear from tax professionals asking if there's any way to have a late payment penalty waived when their clients made a mistake in entering their payments on WebPay. Unfortunately, it's not easy to get penalty abatements for these failures, although it's not impossible. But rather than having to spend time begging the FTB to move a tax payment when your client entered the wrong payment type on WebPay or fighting for penalty abatement, we thought it would be helpful to develop a checklist for your clients to assist them in making these payments. Here are some of the things your clients need to watch out for when using FTB's WebPay. First, make sure the payment is for the correct year. Calendar year and tax year are very often two different things. For example, the taxpayer will make a tax payment for the 2024 tax year in 2025. When making a WebPay payment, the taxpayer should make sure that the tax year is entered, for example, 2024, and not the year the payment is made, for example, 2025. Estimated tax payments are made in advance, so the tax year for the 2025 estimated tax payments is 2025, even when making the fourth quarter estimate payment in January of 2026. And extension payments are always made in the year following the tax year, so an extension payment for the 2024 tax year is made in 2025. In this case, the taxpayer should enter 2024 for the tax year. Make sure the tax is being paid for the right taxpayer. Sole proprietors should use the Personal WebPay tab, not the Business WebPay tab. Pass-through entity elective tax payments have to be made using the Business WebPay tab, not the Personal WebPay tab. This is true for both the June 15th prepayment and the tax return payment. Taxpayers will be ineligible to make the pass-through entity election if they pay using the Personal tab instead of the Business tab. Entities making a payment for their non-resident partners or shareholders on a group non-resident or composite return should use the Personal WebPay tab. It's also important to make sure the payment is made from the correct type of account. The FTB will only accept payments from accounts that authorize electronic debiting. This can be an issue with certain accounts such as money market accounts, CD accounts, IRAs, and brokerage accounts. Confirm with the financial institution holding these accounts that electronic debiting is allowed and whether the account is considered a savings or checking account. And last, make sure the payment clears the bank. A confirmation from the FTB that the WebPay request was made does not mean that the payment was actually made. It's not uncommon that an error will occur and the payment does not clear the bank account. The FTB will impose a late payment penalty if this occurs, so make sure the payment clears the bank account in the days following the WebPay submission. If there's a problem, contact the FTB right away to see if a penalty can be abated. We ran a full checklist in the August issue of Spiedel's California Tax Letter that also includes tips on making the right payment type, scheduling payments, and other common issues that arise when using FTB's WebPay. For details on this invaluable monthly newsletter, go to caltax.com and click Publications. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spiedel's California Minute.